Then the girl in the corner with the scarlet letter. While you're watching, you may think that she doesn't matter, but no one knows you better.
Hi guys, I'm Jubeloria. The chapter 5 is the Ethernet. The Ethernet is permanent LAN technology in the world. Internet operates the data link layer and physical layer. Next is the Internet is encapsulation. Supports data bandwidths of 10 Mbps, 100 Mbps, 1000 Mbps, 10,000 Mbps, 40,000 Mbps, and 100,000 Mbps. Next is mock sublayer, the data encapsulation. The frame delimiting is process provides important delimiters that are used to identify a group of bits and make up a frame. The addressing is the encapsulation process contains the layer 3 PDU and also provides up the data link layer addressing. The error detection is each frame contains a trailer used by detect and errors in transmission. The media access control is responsibility to mock sublay is the access control of media access control is responsible for the Ethernet placement. Next is the Internet encapsulation evolution is the faster and more flexible version of the technology. The ability of the Internet is to evolve over time is one of the main response becomes a popular early versions. Next is the Ethernet frame field is the less than 64 bytes in length is considered a collision fragment of the run frame and automatically distinct by receiving station frames with more than 1,500 bytes of data. Next is the network layer is addressing end-device, the encapsulation, the routing, the encapsulation, the addressing is end-device must be configured and unique IP address of the identification of the network. The encapsulation is the network layer encapsulate the protocol data unit. The routing, the layer provides service to direct packets to the destination. The encapsulation when the packet arrives the network layer of the destination host. Next is encapsulating IP in the layer segment of the other data by adding IP header. This header is used to deliver the packet of the destination host, and IP header remains the same from the time the packet leaves the source host until it arrives at the destination host. Next is the characteristic of IP is the IP was designed as protocol with the overhead. It provides the function with the necessary to deliver a packet. Next, the IP connectionless is the dedicated end-to-end connection is created before data is sent. The sender does not know and the receiver doesn't know. Next, the IP best effort delivery. The figure illustrates the unreliable best effort delivery characteristic of IP protocol. The IP protocol does not guarantee at all packets that deliver and final receive. Next is IP media independent operates the depend on the media that carry the data at lower layers of the protocol stack. Next is the IPv for packet header. Is the we have version differentiated service or depth serve time to leave protocol source IP address and the destination IPv4. So inversion contains a 4-bit binary value set and the differentiated services, formerly called the type service. The DS field is 8-bit. The time to live is contains contains an 8-bit binary value that is used to limit the lifetime of a packet. Next is the protocol PID is used to identify the next level protocol. This 8-bit binary value indicates the data payload type of the packet is carrying, which enables the network layer to pass the data to the upper layer protocol. The source IPv4 address contains a 32-bit binary value and represents the source IPv4 address of the packet. The destination IPv4 address is to contains 32-bit binary value that represents the destination IPv4 address of the packet. Next is limitation of IPv4. An IP address depletion. IPv4 has limited number of the unique public IPv4 address available, although there are approximately 4 billion IPv4 address. The increasing number of the new IP in build device always on connection and the potential growth. The internet routing table expansion is used by routers to make the best path destination as the number of services connected to the internet. The lack end-to-end connectivity is technology common implemented within IPv4 is to single public because the public IPv4 address is shared IPv4 address of the internal network host is hidden. Next is the introducing IPv4, IPv6. Increased address space IPv4 6 address are based on the 128-bit and the improved packet handling is IPv4 6. Header has been simplified with fewer fields that eliminate the need for the nuts with a such large of a number of public IPv4 address. Next is encapsulating IPv6. Next is the IPv6 packet header, the version of the traffic class, the flow level, the payload length, the next header, the hop limit. So in version, this field contains a 4-bit binary values to set 0110 that identifies this in an IP version 6 packet. The transfer traffic class, this 8-bit is equivalent to IPv4 differentiated services. The flow label is 20-bit fields suggest that all packets with the same flow label receive the same type of handling by routers. The payload, this 16-bit field indicates the length of the data portion of the payload of IPv6. The next header is 8-bit field is equivalent to IPv6. IV4 protocol field. The hope limit is this 8-bit field replace the IPv4 TTL field. The source IPv6 address. This 128-bit field identifies the IPv6 address of the sending host. The destination IPv6 address. This 128-bit fields identifies the IPv6 address of the receiving host. Next is host forwarding decision. The itself, the local host, the remote host. So the itself is ping itself by sending a packet to a special IPv4 address of the referred to as the loopback interface. The local host is the same local network as the sending host. The remote host is the host of the remote network host that do not share the same network. Next is the default gateway is the network device that can route traffic to the other network. This is router that can be route traffic at the local network. Next is using the default gateway. Next is the routing table. We have interface list, IPv4 router table, IPv6 route table. List the media access control MAC address, the assigned interface number of every network. The IPv4 route table lists all non-IPv4 route including direct connection, locals network, and local default routes. The IPv6 lists all known IPv6 routes including direct connection, local network, and local default routes. Next is router packet forwarding, directly connected routes, remote routes, default route. The directly remote is these routes come from active router interface. Router at the directly connected routes when an interface configured address is activated. The remote routes, these remote routes came from the network connected to other routes, and the default route is like a host. Router also use a default route as the last resort if there is no desired network in the routing table. The IPv4 routing table. Next is directly connected routing table entries. The C identifies the directly connected network. Directly connected network are automatically created when the interface configured with IP address activate. The L identifies that the local interface IPv4 address of the interface of the router.